let's understand the third principle of success, which is applied faith. It is the science of success. We have done the first two principles. If you haven't watched those two videos, go back on my YouTube channel. There'll be a link over here also. Go and watch those two first principles. The first principle is having a definite major purpose. The second principle is having a mastermind alliance. And now we are getting ready for the third principle, which is having the applied faith. Very powerful principle, which is like the fulcrum. It is actually the keystone of the entire principles of success. Now, what is applied faith? Well, if you look at any person whom you consider as your role model, any industry, maybe a sportsman like Virat or Sachin or anyone, maybe the likes of rock stars or film stars, Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan, you name any person, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, kaha bhi, kisi ko bhi dekh lo, this one quality of applied faith you'll have in common. Now, what is this applied faith? Is it just faith? And why it is called applied faith? And how do I develop this quality of applied faith? How can I tap the power of my subconscious using this particular principle of applied faith? And what is this energy? What is this subconscious? What is this infinite intelligence? सारे ब्रह्मांड की शक्ति क्या है और कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं? All these things we're going to talk in this particular video. So watch till the end, because sometimes our videos could be longer because I go in depth to make you explain all these principles of success, and I really want you to get the results. I also share my story, that how I use this particular principle of applied faith, how I use this formula of Think and Grow Rich, and I got phenomenal results. So let's begin this. If you haven't subscribed to our channel so far, then click on the link and subscribe to the channel right now, and share this particular video and share some comments also, that what kind of videos did you want to listen to or hear from me on these principles of success, so that you can really start to apply this world-class formula of Think and Grow Rich. This success formula which has made more millionaires than any other success formula in the world. So let's start by defining what is applied faith. Applied faith is the unwavering belief in yourself and your abilities to achieve that goal, to achieve that definite major purpose. And that's where it is required to be in the third part of the sequence. So pehle goal decide kar liya. That's my goal. Then I have a mastermind who's working towards that goal. And this third principle of applied faith is where all the people of the mastermind, including me, they are together aligned, having that strong belief systems that yes, this goal is going to be accomplished, this goal is possible. Now, is it just about motivation? No, it's not just about positive thinking motivation. It is much more beyond that. Let's look at this, why this particular principle is not just called as faith. And if you look at Think and Grow Rich, there is one chapter over there which is called as faith. But in the principles of success, which was the main, the philosophy of science of success, where Napoleon went in depth, over there, he calls this principle not just as faith, but it calls as applied faith. It is called as applied faith. So what do you mean by applied faith? Applied faith is where you apply that faith, you take action on that faith, you execute that faith, you implement that faith, where? Towards achieving that goal. So faith without action is dead. It's no point in having the faith if you're not taking those actions. Only when you take actions on your faith, that's where you start to get the value of the faith. That's where you start to get the results. So it's called as applied faith. Simple example लेते हैं. बहुत गर्मी लग रही है. It's really hot right now in the summer of India, and you are really sultry and really like sweating. And now you have the faith that there's an AC in my room and I've got a remote control in my hand, and if I press the button and the AC is going to switch on, I've got the faith that yes, the AC is going to switch on. I've got the strong belief system. I really know about this. I believe in this. But you don't take any action. You don't press the button. There's no point in having the faith, because the faith is not applied. If faith is not applied, you're just still really going to be sulking in the particular heat. So that's where this is an action-based principle. This is where you really start to get those massive results, when you start to apply that particular faith. Now, a very important concept over here, that to understand this, faith is an emotion, and faith resides in the subconscious mind. In fact, all emotions are a part of a subconscious mind. Consciously having the faith is as good as we don't have the faith. But only when you connect at a very strong emotional level, that's where the faith starts to ignite the subconscious mind. Now, if you look at this, everything in this world has got polar opposites. There is a law of polarity which we talk in detail in the natural laws of Think and Grow Rich, where we have, let's say, there's a good, there's a bad, there's a reverse, there's a forward, there's a up, there's a down. There is light, there is heavy, there is night, there is day, there is positive, negative, reverse, forward. सबका opposite है. Everything in this world has got opposites. So if you look at faith, I want to develop the faith. I got to remove these three things which are exactly the opposite. So the main opposite of faith is fear. But along with fear, we got two deadly other things which are part of this particular fear, and which I call is as FDI. It's an acronym. It's a very short way of remembering things in life, which I used to crack my CA and MBA exams becoming a topper by using acronyms, but that's a different story. And I'll give you a video on how I cracked my CA first time ranker throughout India and how I became a topper in MBA using acronyms. But anyways, let's come back to this. FDI का मतलब not foreign direct investment. वो तो बहुत ज़रूरी है इंडिया के लिए. And I completely support our Honorable Prime Minister to get the maximum FDIs in India. That's for the development of our growth of our country. However, to develop that faith, to develop that unwavering faith, FDI को निकालना होगा. You have to eliminate, terminate and wipe out this FDI. So what is this FDI which I'm talking about over here? Well, F stands for, you guessed it right, F stands for fear. D stands for doubt. And I stands for indecision. Fear, doubt and indecision को आपको हटाना है. You got to eliminate, terminate and wipe out this FDI. If you do not wipe out this, even if you have a 1% inkling of any of these elements of FDI, faith is not going to be there for sure. Forget about applied faith for sure. So you need to remove this. Now it's a tough thing. How can I remove this FDI? Well, that's where we look at different types of fears and how does the fear starts to creep in. I'll give you a nice context over here. Understand this. And you can judge from your life also that how this entire fear starts to come inside my body. Everything starts with an indecision. There is some indecision in your conscious mind that should I take this particular job? Should I take this particular trade in the stock markets? Should I take this particular order? Should I hire this particular employee? Should I work in this particular environment, etc., etc.? So there's some indecision in your conscious mind. That indecision couples and combines with doubt. I mean, you have a doubt that if I do this, oh, that's going to happen, maybe that would be the consequences of this particular job, or this particular trade will have these many consequences. The impact of that particular indecision you are now thinking, and there's a lot of doubt in your conscious mind. That indecision and doubt starts to create worry. You start to worry, and your worry is like, it's like a habit for many of us. We keep on worrying, and that worry, all these three things combined together, and that creates fear in your subconscious mind. Understand this. The source of fear is what? Is this indecision, it is doubt, it is worry. And when you combine all these three things together, it crystallizes into fear in your subconscious mind. And there are different types of fears. In this, I'm going to explain to you what are the 6 basic fears. How to remove the 6 basic fears we'll discuss in the next video. But what are the 6 basic fears? The first basic fear is the fear of losing money or the fear of poverty. The second fear is the fear of criticism. लोग क्या कहेंगे? सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? The third fear is the fear of ill health, बीमार होने का डर. The fourth fear is the fear of old age, बुढ़ापा. And the fifth one is the fear of loss of love. I don't want to lose my loved and beloved ones. And the final fear is the fear of death. So we look at the 6 basic fears and their understanding in some another video, the next one coming in over here. But right now, let's try to focus on the applied faith. So let's focus on applied faith. Most people struggle to develop the faith because the whole world is saying कि faith रखो, भगवान पे विश्वास रखो, श्रद्धा रखो. But the problem is, all religions, all the wise men, all the philosophers have told us that you have to have the faith. But the biggest problem is, nobody has told us how to develop that faith here. Kaise, how to develop that particular faith. Now, to really understand this, there's a technique which I want to give you at the end of the particular video. But understand this, if you want to develop the faith, most people struggle because they are focusing on the opposite end. They are focusing on the wrong end. They are focusing on removing the fear. Oh, I want to remove the particular fear of ill health. I want to remove the fear of losing money. I want to remove the fear of poverty. That's not the right way to focus on. Because if you are focusing on removing the fear, whatever you resist, it's going to persist for sure. I'll give a nice analogy over here. Let's say there is faith is the light and the fear is the darkness in your life. If you want to remove darkness, don't focus on removing the darkness. Just focus on bringing in the light in your life. Just focus on bringing in the light. As the light comes, the darkness is automatically going away. So जैसे रोशनी आती है, अंधेरा अपने आप निकल जाएगा. उसी तरह, do not focus on removing the fear. Just focus on developing the faith, and that's where you really start to get the results. Now, let's look at how this entire system starts to work in. How do we tap this infinite intelligence, and what is the modality over here of Think and Grow Rich? So, as you understand that fear and faith, all these are emotions, and all emotions reside in our subconscious mind. There is no emotion in our conscious mind. All emotions are a part of our subconscious mind. We have a thought in the conscious mind based on the emotion in the subconscious mind. But all emotions are part of the subconscious mind, and the subconscious only understands the language of emotions. Now, if we want to tap the infinite intelligence, Sare Brahman ki Shakti, one source, one God, one energy, in whatever name you want to name it, that's absolutely fine. There are 10,000 different names. Krishna, Christ, Allah, Rabb, jo bhi aap bol sakte ho usko. To really tap this particular power, the only modality to reach this is through your subconscious mind. And for that, you need to ignite your subconscious. That's where the channel opens from your subconscious to tap the source, to tap the energy of the infinite intelligence to get you the ideas, to get you the solutions for you to achieve the impossible goals. Now, this is something which is really deep understanding that how do I tap this? Through developing your faith, to develop that emotion of faith, it's like this. Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. So let's say when you put a particular action to invoke your subconscious is going to produce some reaction. It's going to send some vibrations in the universe at a particular wavelength. And as soon as the universe gets the particular vibration, action, reaction, it's going to come back to you in some form of an idea, or your imagination is going to spark up to get the particular results which you want to have in your life. Much more in detail as we progress through the 17 principles of success. But over here, let's focus on how to develop that applied faith. How do you use this particular technique of applied faith? Well, there are several techniques which members have followed in Think and Grow Rich, and you'll find this on my YouTube channel also, where I've talked about visualization, how to develop the positive visualization, how to develop affirmations, what are the best way to develop affirmations. But auto-suggestion or affirmation to your own self, that's the most easiest way, the most powerful way to develop applied faith. Now, just affirmations may not work. You got to really start to have the emotions and the feelings connected to this. And over here, when you have a group energy, understand this. After mastermind, when you have a group energy, when all the people in the mastermind are doing together, that's where the latest research shows in Stanford University that the impact of the vibrations of doing affirmations goes to the next level. So if you're just sitting alone and you're doing an affirmation, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, that's not going to work for you because you're not having the emotional connect. However, when you are using the power of the mastermind, when all the people in the mastermind combined together are aligned towards one goal, and that's where you start to affirm together, the entire vibration goes to the next level. So it's very important to have a mastermind and to have a team of people around you who believe in a particular purpose, and you follow these rituals together. That's where your result starts to multiply. This is the latest research done by Stanford University, that how some people get the benefits of affirmation and some people, despite doing affirmations, still don't get the results. So let's summarize this particular principle. Applied faith is the third principle of success. You go to develop that particular faith, and for that, to developing the faith, do not focus on the exact opposite of fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, indecision and doubt. That's all on the negative side of the entire paradigm. You got to focus on developing a faith by just using these powerful techniques of creativity, creative visualization, affirmation, imagination, and with the power of the mastermind, the results are going to multiply over here. So the homework for you today is very simple. Use this affirmation, I believe I can. I believe I can. I believe I can. On whatever goal which you want to manifest, in the first principle, have a mastermind who follow this particular principle, recite this affirmation together with a lot of emotions and energy, and that's where you'll send those signals across in the universe. Quantum physics starts to work for you, action, reaction. You start to get the reactions back from the infinite intelligence to get you the results which you want to have in your life. That's the third principle of success. In the next one, we'll talk about the 6 basic fears and how you can conquer those particular fears using the symptoms of fears which you are seeing in your behavior. So don't miss out on this particular video which is coming in this series of the principles of success. If you have liked this particular video, if you think I've added some value to you in this particular video, then press the like button, subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss out on any of the future videos coming in over here. I'm Sidharth Shah. I'm the CEO of Think and Grow Rich Academy. We represent the Napoleon Hill Foundation in India. Let's get ready to think and grow rich. Thank you so much.